Hi, Cecilia.
Hi, Mayra.
What time do you wake up and what do you usually do?
I usually wake up at 6 a.m. and I brush my teeth, then I take a quick shower. Next, I make my breakfast.
What time do you go to work?
At around 7:30 a.m., I leave the house and take the public transport. I arrive at the office by 8 a.m. My workday begins with checking emails.
What time do you have lunch and what time do you get off work?
I have lunch at 2 p.m. And in the afternoon I prepare reports. I usually finish my work by 6:45 p.m. After that, I get back home at 7:30 p.m.
What do you do when you arrive to your home?
In the evening, I cook dinner, sometimes pasta or vegetables. At 10:30 p.m., I get ready for bed. I brush my teeth, wash my face.
And usually what do you do on weekends?
On Saturday, I usually wake up around 7 a.m. First, I have breakfast, then I take a shower and I get dressed to go and work at 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. Then I arrive at home at 2 p.m. and I have lunch. And in the afternoon, I meet my friends. I go to bed later around 11:30 p.m. And on Sunday, I wake up around 8 a.m. and I clean my house and do laundry. I do my homework, but I don't exercise, but I would like. And in the evening, I go to bed by 10 p.m. to start Monday refresh.
Cecilia, I have to go.
Okay, Maya, bye.
Hello, Mayra.
Hello, Anna.
But what time do you usually wake up?
I usually get up at 5 a.m., take a shower and then change for work.
What time do you usually leave for work?
I usually leave for work at 6 a.m., take my daughter to college, and then arrive at work at 7:20 a.m. At 7:30 a.m., I start my routine with my sales team.
Do you have an day routine?
Yes, I coach my salespeople throughout the day, teaching them how to improve their routine. At 1:30 p.m., I hold a virtual meeting to review the day's progress and make goals at the end of the day.
What time do you usually have lunch?
I usually have lunch at 2 p.m. and then return to my office to finish my task or if I have a meeting scheduled.
What time do you head home from work?
I usually leave work at 6:30 p.m. on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. On Tuesday and Thursday, I get home at 4 p.m.
What do you on the weekends?
On Saturdays, I get home at 2 p.m., have lunch, and at 4:50 p.m., I have online university classes until 5:45 p.m. In the afternoon, I do my university work. On Sundays, I also have classes from 9:45 a.m. to 11:50 a.m. Then I finish my other pending tasks. In the afternoon, I organize my work to-do list so I have everything organized for Monday.
What time do you go to bed?
I usually go to bed at 10 p.m. And you, Anna, what time do you usually get up?
I usually get up at 7 o'clock.
What time do you usually go to the work?
I I always go to work at 8 o'clock.
Do you have routine? Do you have a routine during the day?
Yes,
What time do you usually have lunch?
I usually have lunch at 3 o'clock.
What time do you get home from work?
My house is independent. I don't do not have a regular time.
What do you do on weekends?
On Sunday, I finish my university assignment and homework, and what I like is walking in the park.
What time do you go to bed?
Usually, I go to bed at 12 o'clock.
Okay, Anna, bye bye.
Bye bye.